What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily here. We got a mailbag. Should Washington fire Ron Rivera? This one's from Oscar.
But why is my first question? Because this was a Washington team that we knew was not going to be good. Do I like the way he's handled Dwayne Haskins?
No.
No, I don't. But you know what? He gets a chance to bring in his own guy, I guess.
Yeah,
and they'll do that in the draft. Like, are you upset that they went for 2? Because I thought that was a great call.
Yeah, I mean,
like, just end the game.
Riverboat Ron.
NFC East is bad. Just end the game. Go for it.
I mean, imagine firing a head coach that could still win the division.
Yeah, I think if you're Washington, you brought in Ron Rivera knowing it was going to be a culture change.
Yep.
There's no reason to rush and panic fire him. Take your time. Give him a chance.
Let's go to Kenneth Booker. What up, my man? Denver defense showed up and embarrassed the New England offense. It's not really a question, but I totally agree.
I mean, Kenneth is right. That Denver defensive performance
physical.
was awesome. Now, the Patriots offense, I mean, you could tell Josh McDaniels on that final drive had reached into his bag of tricks a lot earlier than he wanted to with there was multiple reverses and trick plays in that game because it just wasn't working. They could not run the football. Newton looked off. Maybe he really did miss some time and it impacted him. If only that Denver offense had played as good as the Denver defense, it would have been a 30-point win by Denver.
Don't you dare.
But the defense stepped up, and they got that win.
Brandon McManus is watching, and he's very upset with that
McManus played
comment.
great. He's special teams, not offense.
All right, let's go to Super Chat. Another one coming in from Jacob. What up, my man? If the Eagles keep losing, do the Bills trade for Ertz? Also, what do the Steelers do without Bush?
Couple Pennsylvania questions here. I'll start with Ertz, and then we'll come back to Bush. The issue with trading for Zach Ertz is he's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. That timeline doesn't match up particularly well for a trade deadline move and also just maximizing a trade deadline move. So it's a good fit for Philadelphia. I think if the Eagles sell, Ertz is one of those guys I consider because those trade talks, or not trade talks, the contract talks completely fell apart. They did not go very well. Briefly here, as for Devin Bush, I mean, there aren't really any good free agents out there. Maybe they explore the trade market. The defense should still be good without him, but yeah, Pittsburgh's going to be missing Devin Bush through the rest of the season.
Got another question coming in from Carmen Farrat. What up, my man? With Miles Sanders out, do the Eagles trade for a running back? It's a pretty interesting question. We talked about Miles Sanders' injury, so he's going to be out 1 to 2 weeks with that knee. I mean, the Thursday Night Football game, that definitely is a bigger reason why he's out. But the Eagles, not only were they shopping for a running back in the offseason, I mean, they were floating out names like Devonta Freeman. They were interested in a guy like LaShawn McCoy. It wouldn't surprise me if they went out and made the move, especially because they're also supposedly going to be pretty aggressive this offseason.
I think because it's a 1 to 2 week injury, they might just try to survive for those 2 weeks and not sacrifice assets when they're probably going to need them in the offseason given their tricky cap situation.
Super chat coming in from Seahawks fan _12. I don't know if you're a Seahawks fan, but youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Any Seahawks trades?
I mean, I think Seattle being undefeated, being I think the favorite right now in the NFC, should be exploring the trade deadline market specifically on the defensive side of the ball.
Their big trade, though.
Oh, look, Carlos Dunlap, Geno Atkins aren't happy right now. You don't have the first-round pick because they got Jamal Adams, you're right. But if you can get an edge rusher, if you can get an interior pocket pusher and presence there, be it an Atkins or somebody else, I would strongly explore that if I were Seattle because you're all in for this year. And if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. You might as well keep trying to add assets to your organization. If I'm Seattle, I'm looking at Kerrigan, Dunlap, Atkins, all those guys trying to help out my defense, make them just a little bit better.
Let's go to Tom Downey's actual account. David Irving is not worth the trouble. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. Look, the 2 to 3 games that David Irving plays, they're going to be awesome. And then he's gonna go back to what David Irving has always done and be, I don't want to practice. I'm so good. I don't need to be in shape. By the way, he has said that. Like, that is not me inferring anything. Irving said, I've never had to be in shape to be good at football. Guess what, David? Yeah, you did. Beside the point. And, he gets injured.
My point is this.
He didn't go to rehab. I think Tom, as a Cowboys fan, of course, doesn't want to deal with that. The upside is so alluring, I get it. I just have significant doubts.
What if people grow up? What if people change? What if, I don't know, here's a name.
Sure, people change.
Alden Smith. Yeah. Would you have said the exact same thing that it wasn't worth it? And he's been the Cowboys' best
I wouldn't.
player.
Alden's off the field issues were not effort related.
Okay.
I know
that.
Like Smith definitely had trouble. David Irving has always been the guy who thinks he's so good at football, and he did this in college when he got kicked out of Iowa State, when he got bounced around all the place. He hasn't changed yet. So yes, maybe he changes this time. I'm not going to place my bet on it.
Well, if David Irving does end up signing somewhere, we're probably going to be making a video about it. And luckily for you, it's going to be 100% free. So go ahead and subscribe to Chat Sports because we have daily videos. We're getting close to 202,000 subscribers. If we don't hit 202,000 by the end of this live show,
you're fired.
Yeah. I was going to come up with something else, but apparently my job's on the line.
You were dragging, and you could have said I would have been fired, but I thought quicker than you.
All right, so he beat me. So go ahead, subscribe to Chat Sports for free. And yes, we did start this live show a little bit earlier. I see some people asking why. It's because of the Monday night games.
Good news, Mitch. As of right now, you need one new subscriber to keep your job.
Wow. One new subscriber. Are you going to be the reason why I keep my job? I hope. Hit that sub button. Rohit, what up, my man? Could the 49ers make the wild card if they play really well? Yep.
Yeah, I think absolutely. First off, I'm going to be adopting the. I don't know if you guys saw Michael Irvin on NFL Network said he's going to pick the Cardinals unless Andy Dalton throws for 6 touchdowns. So I think the Niners will make the wild card if they play like a playoff team. That level of clarification is what I'm going to be doing going forward.
If
now.
the Jets play like a playoff,
I'm not going to buy a new car unless I win the lottery.
The Jets play well and win their next 10 games.
They're make the playoffs. Exactly. There you go.
Bingo. Isaac, get a picture with the NFC West. Wait, which NFC West team will have the best divisional record?
Coward answer. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to disagree and go with the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. I think that the Seahawks team, even with the defensive concerns, they are built really well. The offense looks fantastic. I think you'll see some cannibalization, if you will, between the Seahawks and the Cardinals and the Niners and the Rams. Well, you just saw with the Rams and Niners earlier, or I should say on Sunday night.
Yep.
I'm going to go Seattle, though. I think that the Seahawks team is just the best team in the NFC West, so why get creative? I'm going to go that route there and go with the Seahawks.
If you guys disagree with us, let us know. I see Sullivan Fish also going to go with Seattle, and then I see Salvador also agrees with us. The Seattle Seahawks will be the best team in the NFC West. Isaiah, do you think that the Bears win the NFC North just past Green Bay this past week? Well, they might be the most unsexy 5-1 team in NFL history. Mm-hmm. However, I still think that Green Bay beats Chicago once they play.
I mean, I think we have to consider the Bears a legitimate playoff and NFC North champion contender. They've taken care of business. Has it been pretty? No.
Nope.
But you know what? You'd rather win ugly than lose in a pretty game that you shouldn't have lost. I think that the Bears get credit for that. They do have the advantage over Green Bay right now, in large part just because tiebreakers here, because 5-1 versus 4-1.
Yep.
I do like the Bears. I still think, though, that if I had to pick a team to win the NFC North, I'd still bet on Green Bay.
Well, if you guys are looking to get a new NFL jersey, chatsports.com/jersey sale. If you want a Khalil Mack jersey, we got you covered. Let's say, I don't know, you had a Raiders Khalil Mack jersey and he got traded to the Bears. They have trade insurance. So if the player that you get gets traded, you can get a new NFL jersey, but you got to go to the link that you see below, chatsports.com/jersey sale. 33% off on that Carson Wentz one still. It's a good deal. That's good. I don't know if you want it.
Sale, I don't
know if you want a Carson Wentz jersey, but if you do,
I still think it's Jalen Hurts. So yeah, go get the Wentz one.
So you get a Julio Jones, Juju Smith-Schuster. They got hundreds of NFL players, all NFL teams. If you need a new jersey, we're just trying to hook you up. The link that you see on screen, it's also in the chat. It's also in the description. Chatsports.com/jersey sale. All right, y'all. Next question. Remember, if you want to get on the show, #NFL or Super Chat. Oh, boy. Rather blow a 28-3 Super Bowl lead or have Gase as your head coach?
I would rather blow the Super Bowl lead because at least my team's good.
I was going to say the exact same thing. You're not getting to the Super Bowl if Adam Gase is your head coach. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Next question coming in here on NFL Daily. Same guy.
He wants to know what to do with Tank Lawrence, saying he's been awful since he got his money. He hasn't had the production that you want, but he hasn't been awful. I think for Lawrence and the Cowboys, the decision here is, let it ride out. He was great against the Giants last week. Maybe that continues going forward. So I don't think it's panic time with DeMarcus Lawrence. I worry more about the injuries at this point. But you just restructured his deal. You're not going to try to move on from him, quite frankly. I don't think you see the Cowboys do much with Tank because he's still been, if you include run defense, your best defense line by a pretty good margin the past 2 seasons.
Go to Pro Ballers 08. Ravens or Steelers for AFC North title. What about the Bengals and Browns?
Definitely not the Bengals and probably not the Browns either. So
all right, so type S for Steelers, or how about this? Okay, producer Dylan making it up on the fly. PIT for Steelers or BAL for the Ravens. Who's going to win this division? I'm going to go Pittsburgh now.
I've been really impressed with Pittsburgh. I think they should be in that same discussion of these are some of the best teams in the NFL. I'm going to go with Baltimore, though. I'm going to type in my BAL.
Super chat time from Seahawks fan _12. Seahawks coming off a bye with Adams and Dunbar healthy and possibly Gordon back. Will be the best team in the NFL if they add an edge even better. I mean, you can make the argument that they are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they're undefeated right now. I like them more than the other undefeated teams. Of course, you worry about the Chiefs if you're Seattle, but that comes if you make the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl. So I think the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL. They've been a better football team this year. They have finally allowed Russ to cook. I think it's paying huge dividends for him right now.